Hi, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Davis here at my workspace. Today, we're going to continue our discussion about nonfiction writing. We've done several teaching videos talking about the steps that you would need to do if you were going to be a writer of a nonfiction book. The first thing we talked about was you've got to do some thinking, and then you've got to do some planning. So you're going to be making a list of possible topics. Of course, they're real people, places, things. After you make your list, then you're going to select a topic, and then we're on to research. When you do your research, you have to have resources. We talked about some different resources that you could use. Books, of course, are always great. And then you can also use the internet. We discussed ways that students could do some safe searches. There are lots of great search engines just for kids. We also talked about the fact that once you find your resources and you start reading and going on the internet and looking at videos and finding out really true facts, you've got to write them down. Because if you're a nonfiction author, you're going to be presenting totally true facts. And your information has to be correct. And you need to check multiple sources so that you can, I like to get confirmation. If I hear a fact here, then I like to look for it in another place and compare those facts. I created this handy dandy organizer, especially designed if you're researching creatures. So this one includes habitat, movement activities, what they look like, what they eat, their life cycle, and then of course interesting facts. So as I'm researching, I'm taking notes, I'm writing down all the facts that I'm gathering because I'm not going to remember all those things. Now, once I've gathered all my information, I need to be thinking about the next step. And that's what we're going to talk about today. I wanted to show you what I've been working on. The next step is actually writing a book using those facts you collected. Before you write your book, you'll also have to be doing a little thinking and planning. So I went to the last page of that research sheet organizer that I have, and I have on the back a choices that I have for nonfiction text features that may be included in your book. So I went through and I highlighted some features that I'm going to be using. I've got photographs and then illustrations. I know I'm going to be using captions and labels, a map for sure, and then a diagram, definitely going to diagram a shark's body, bold print, we've got italics. I'm going to have some keywords highlighted in my book, and then of course I'm going to include some fast facts. And I just wrote down here at the bottom, I just wrote a few notes about how I want to use those text features, because I'm going to use them, but I've got to be planning on what that is exactly going to look like when I'm writing my book. This last step is really the hardest part. That's the part we're going to have to do a lot of work, a lot of thinking, a lot of organizing. But the cool thing about writing a book digitally is it's easy to change your mind and rearrange things. Now, I wanted to show you my book. Now, you know an author cannot write a book in a day. So I've been working on this digital book for a couple days now. Of course, I'm not anywhere near being finished, but I did want to share with you, number one, what I've worked on, and then I want to inspire you to get busy. And now that you've selected a topic and done some research, I wanted to inspire you to actually take all those notes and put them into a digital book, just like I have. So I definitely wanted to give you a model. First of all, I'm using a program called Google Slides. It's a program that comes with a Gmail. So I have a Gmail, that's my email. And Google has a lot of really friendly programs that are easy to use. A Google Slide is a platform that you can put and create and put information into. And the slideshow can be a digital presentation. I can also print these as pages. So that makes it a really good thing to use all the way around, because I can have my digital book and a hard copy of the book also. So the first thing I wanted to show you is that I decided on a title for my book. I just thought it would be simple and good to do all about sharks. That explains everything. Now, I did want to show you what you could do on a digital book that you can't really do with paper and pencil. At least it's not as easy. So here's my title, and you can see that my cover is very plain, and we don't want a book cover to be plain because that's the first thing that people are going to look at when they're checking out books, and usually a really good cover gets their attention. So I'm going to want to tweak this up and change this. So the first thing I wanted to show you was I can change this print or font by highlighting, and then if I go up here, I can change my font choice. Now the default, the one that automatically always comes up on mine, is Arial. It's my least favorite. So I'm going to pick a different font, a different print, watch it change. I'm going to pick this one because it's bold and it's easy to read, and I know young readers are going to be reading this. So I want it to be readable for them. I can also change the size, and you want your title to be big. So I'm going to go ahead and make that a lot bigger. And guess what? I can change the color also. I can make it any color I want. I'm going to go here to a blue color since it's sharks and water, and blue just comes to mind. Now there's my name. I am the author, and if you're making any kind of book, you want to get credit for it. Now for this one, since it's my name, I'm going to use fancy print. Let me go up here again, and I like this print called Cookie, and I'm going to make my name just a little bit bigger, and I'm going to put it down at the bottom. Now I fancied up the font, but I need to put a picture. Something needs to go there. Let me show you what else a digital book allows you to do. I'm going to go up here. There's lots of things up here, lots of words, and the words are things that I can do within this slideshow. And one thing I can do is insert things. That means to put into. I can put in an image, a text box, audio, video. There's just a lot of choices, again, with a digital format, that you can really do a lot of cool things with your book writing. Okay, so when I'm uploading an image, which I want to, I can upload it from my computer, whatever is saved picture-wise on this device, or I can search the web. That's all over the internet. Or I can go to my Google Drive, which is a storage place just for me. It's what's in my drive. Or I can go to my Google Photos, because Google will also save my photos. Anything I take, any pictures I take, Google will save them in a storage place for me. I can go to a website or even a camera. So there's lots of choices for uploading different pictures. Let me show you how to search the web. Now I've already been searching sharks. So look at all the pictures. I typed in sharks right here. And these are my choices. So here are pictures I can choose from. Now the cool thing about Google, they're going to send me pictures that I can use in this presentation. Not every picture on the internet is for use without permission by the person that owns it. So these are a collection of pictures that I can use without getting permission, because Google's already gotten the permission. So I'm going to go right here and I'm going to put that one in. That's really a cool picture. Now I'm going to make it bigger because I want this to really pop out. I can make it as big as my page if I want to. And I really want to stretch it. Now when I'm stretching a picture, I want to go from corner to corner and make it bigger. If I don't do that, it will distort it and it'll stretch it in a weird way. So I'm going to go from corner to corner. There we go. Wait a minute. I'm hiding my title. Where's my name? Where's my title? Wait a minute. Let me show you something you can do so that you can still see your title and this picture can be that big. I'm going to go up here to arrange and then it says order and then it says send to the back. Voila! The title comes up front and my name and the picture's in the background and I can see everything. Although my title doesn't stand out as much because the color is about the same color as the water. So I'm going to go here and maybe select a darker color. Yeah, that one looks pretty good. Maybe even this one. There we go. And I'm going to kind of move my box or move my, let me move the box a little bit over. There we go. I can stretch that box. I can make my font smaller so it can definitely be on my page if I want to do that and stretch it over. Okay. My name's in black. It stands out, but if I wanted to maybe make this bolder, again, I have to highlight. And let's see if we can make that bolder. There we go. All right, all things digital. Let me show you a few pages that I've worked on. One nonfiction feature that I wanted to include was a table of contents, which I did. And I had to think about all the information that I collected, and I had to think about some chapters. I decided that I was going to make my book after this kind of a model, which these science vocabulary readers are set up really nicely. And they're always normally set up in chapters. And so this one has 4. So that's where I got my idea. But I only needed 3 chapters with my information. I said chapter 1, what is a shark? Chapter 2, hunting and food. And chapter 3, shark life. I feel confident that I can fit all my information into those 3 chapters. Again, I put in my the font that I wanted. This one is called, let me see what this one is called. It's called Overlook. I can make it bigger if I want. I can make it bolder. Actually, I like it being a little bolder. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with all of them. Again, there's so many changes you can make. If you start off with one font and then later on you say, you know, I think I need a different font or it's not bold enough, you can make so many quick changes. That's why I love an ebook, a digital book. Now, I was also able to go and search photographs and put them in here next to, because I believe that is what this vocabulary reader does too, and I like that, so I wanted to use it in mine. Now, my first actual page says chapter 1 was what is a shark. I wanted to label that and put that heading there because every time I have a new chapter, I'm going to announce it. I only have to do that one time per chapter. And then I went ahead and put a box down here, a text box. I inserted one. And with the text box, I also put a box around it, and I could change the color of my boxes. It allows me to insert different things. I can do a table, I can do a diagram, I can do a box around it. It will let me make my boxes bigger or smaller and different colors. So that one right now is a blue color, but if I wanted to make it red, I could do that really quickly. So there are a lot of choices going on. Here's what I said, because I wanted to grab my reader's attention. Shark, what comes to your mind when you hear that word? Are you afraid or amazed? You may change your thinking after reading all the facts in this book. The first page of any book is really important to grabbing the reader's attention. And again, my model was this science vocabulary reader because they normally start off with a really catchy first page. And sometimes they even start off with a question. This one says, look, what is that in the water? Can you guess? So right away that draws my attention to, I want to find out more. So that's what I wanted to do with my booklet that I'm writing. Now, let's see if we can go to the next page. There's my map. You know I'm going to include a map. Page 2 says sharks are fish. They swim in waters all over the world. They have been around for millions of years. The coolest thing I put on this page, right here, it says click to watch. This is actually a video I was able to insert from the internet. It's going to take me out of my book. It's going to take me straight into the internet. Of course, you know there's going to be 1,000 million pictures and commercials that we have to navigate. But look at this. In our ebook, we can insert a video. This video is really cool. It's only 2 minutes long, and it gives me a lot of facts about sharks. Amazing and really cool. I love that so much. I definitely love the fact that with an ebook, you can insert a video that people can click. That's amazing. Now let me move on to my next page. I'm still working. I want to add one more photo here. I've got all kinds of sharks. It says there are over 400 different types of sharks. The smallest shark is the size of a pencil. The largest shark is the same length as a school bus. And I've included some sharks. I'm going to also label these sharks. I've not done that yet, but one of the nonfiction features, text features that are usually included in nonfiction books to identify the photos is a label or a caption. So I will be labeling the names of these sharks. That's a hammerhead, a great white. I can't remember the name of that one. I'll have to go back and look. This one is a leopard shark. And then this is that, the largest shark, which is a whale shark. So that's pretty cool. And I'll be adding one more. I'm still working. It's a work in progress, you know. This page I'm still working on. It says a shark's body is covered with small hard scales. And that, I'm going to put a close-up of the scales. Sharks can be different colors, and one is even pink. I'm trying to get a better picture. So far, this is one that I could find. I can't remember the name of this weird shark, a goblin shark. That's what it is. And they say it can be different shades of pink. This is what it weirdly looks like. And they say it can be like bubblegum pink. This is not super pink, but it does show you that it is a little bit pink. But I'm going to find a better photograph here and put it in. And maybe some different colored sharks. There was one that said it was a lemon shark. So it sort of looks a little bit of yellowish. I'm going to find a picture of that and stick that in there too. Moving on, I've included another nonfiction text feature, which is a fast fact. This is all about teeth. I will be labeling my shark teeth to tell you the different sharks that these teeth belong to. Cookie cutter shark, great white, and tiger shark. Amazing. And then I even made it to chapter 2, hunting and food. I love this because I'm making a list of foods that sharks eat. These are the main foods they eat. I labeled the name of the food and also a little mini photograph. And then I included a bold word, which I'm going to put in my glossary, predators. I was able to slant it, make it bold, and highlight it, all done in Google Slides. Pretty cool and pretty amazing. Now, I wanted to share with you one final thing before we close up this session of writing workshop. I wanted to show you some books that my former students and I have worked on together. If we were in school, we would actually be working on this together. But as things go, we couldn't do that. But let me share with you some books that my students and I have worked on in the past. This was actually the first book that I wrote with students. It's not the best one. It's not my favorite, but it was the first one. And remember how we said, the more you work on something, the better you get. My books that I wrote later on with students turned out much better. Table of contents. So in this one, we researched the panda, giant panda, and then the boys and girls drew pictures, and I actually took pictures of their pictures and then inserted them in. That's another way to do a digital book. We had labels on this one, and we did include all of our resources on the last page. So that was our panda book. We made it digitally, but we also were able to make a hard copy. This one turned out fabulous. This was called Seals. We researched seals. You can see I did this one in 2012, and we dedicated this to all the future first grade students. That's you. We took a class photo. That was cute, of all of us. We signed our names. We all authored and researched together. This one I really liked because we wrote it digitally, but then they all drew pictures, and each student has a picture that they were able to draw in color, and I, again, uploaded these or scanned them in. They turned out really great. This one we did actually include a website that was clickable, and it was a diver having fun with a real seal. That one was cool. So that one was a really fun one that we did together. And then this one, we actually had a class pet one year. And so that class decided they were going to write about hamsters. So we did a lot of research because, of course, we had a hamster. Again, we wrote the book together. We did the research. And on this one, we included a picture of our little hamster, Hammy. Hammy was really sweet. We had our table of contents. And it was really fun to research this one because we actually had our class pet. He used to love to snuggle in his bedding. He had all kinds of issues. He would lose his hair. He got lost one time. The kids drew pictures, and then we included them into the book. And it was really fun to research that one and to write that one because it was personal. Well, students, our time in school this year is coming to a close, so I know that soon summer break will be in full swing, and I wanted to at least bring you to this final step that you could do after you pick a topic and you do your research. Then this definitely might be a choice that you want to explore further in the summer. I wanted to give you a little lesson on that. So if you decide that you want to go forward, research, and create a book, that will be a really amazing journey. And I'm going to complete my nonfiction book. I will share that with you when I am finished. It may take me a while, but I will complete it and share it with you so that you can read and again have a really cool digital model for yourself. And you will probably enjoy, I'm sure, learning facts about sharks, as I am, as I'm writing this. So I'm not going to say until our next teaching video, but I will say, as always, students, have a good one.